Hey guys, it's Micah McAllister. So the X-Men Apocalypse trailer finally came out, and I figured I wanted to do like a somewhat of a scene analysis. So let's begin. So one thing I noticed is the hooded Apocalypse and I guess his first sidekick, or his first follower, Storm, enters this room where there's a man standing there with a box or of some sort. Now, I think that that man is actually some kind of secret society leader who follows Apocalypse and worships him. So perhaps he might be in on it, or he might have access to something that Apocalypse wants. So I found that really interesting. Our next scene, we see, and it's very quick, so you have to actually really stare at it. But we see a man, a old-looking guy, bending over, kneeling over, but it seems like he could be Old Man Logan. I know that's probably extreme because this is in the 80s, but it seems like it could be him, or he could be some other mutant. But one thing's for sure, he seems important, or else they wouldn't have showed this really quick clip of him. We have Mystique, and she seems to be in a crowd full of kids overlooking something. So either a mutant accidentally burnt down something, aka Cyclops with his eye beams, or what, but she seems really startled by it. Of course, we get a quick glimpse of Jubilee. I don't know how she's gonna play into it. Like, what draws her into being part of the X-Men? Otherwise, to be honest, I'm not sure if she's literally gonna be fighting alongside the X-Men. We haven't seen her in costume with Jean Grey or Cyclops, so she might either die early, or she just might be some kind of side character. Of course, we see Apocalypse paying now the no longer hiding Apocalypse. So he's in full figure, no robes, nothing, and we see him visiting Eric, in aka Magneto. So that's something to think about. I believe Magneto had something traumatizing happen in his life, and perhaps Apocalypse came to ease his sorrow and take his sorrow by giving him more power. So that could be one of the thing. And I'm sure Eric is going to cave into it, because we see him as one of the four Apocalypse. Let's see. We get a shot of Storm now in her full gear. So either this is towards the middle of the movie or what, but she's already accepting who she is as an evil character. Now, when it comes to Storm, I'm sure Apocalypse found her in a rubble of Egypt or somewhere like that, in her hometown. And because Apocalypse is from Egypt, so I'm sure that they bonded really quickly. We get a really quick shot of Psylocke perhaps as a regular person, and then she's actually converted by Apocalypse, because she's not in her regular magenta purplish gear. Then, of course, Rose Byrne's character is explaining to our heroes, the Apocalypse and where it comes from, and what their main goal is to do. So we see that in majority of the clips as they're talking about. And then we have Professor Xavier putting on Cerebro and possibly trying to find what's going on. Where is this strong power coming from? So that's something to look forward to. I believe that's when his eyes do turn black. Maybe Apocalypse's power is so strong that it extends further through Cerebro. And we have this confrontation between Charles and Mystique, and is that Havoc? Perhaps I can't remember. And Havoc and Apocalypse and Storm and Archangel, and of course the newly converted Magneto, and don't forget, we don't get to see Psylocke in her full gear in this trailer, although it is there. If you look really hard, it is there. Well, no, not the full gear, but just a hint of her. Of course, Magneto uses his power to bring Charles to them. Maybe perhaps they need Charles to open Cerebro so they can get through. Maybe. We have Mystique paying a visit to Hank McCoy to pretty much convince him that he needs to fight alongside them to stop the apocalypse. Then so they all, including Rose Byrne, mind you, they all get into the jet, and I believe this is towards the final fight. And if you look really closely, you get to see Quicksilver as part of the X-Men group. So that's an interesting thing to look at. Now, there is this quick scene that you don't see, but it seems like Beast, Quicksilver, and Jean Grey are knocked out in some kind of green cage, or they fell through something. So that's one to look forward to. I don't know what that means. It doesn't look like this is from the final fight scene, and if it's not Jean Grey, it could also be Rose Byrne, because I see that she's wearing heels, so it could be. And Hank McCoy. So we'll take a look at that. We don't know. We have a glimpse of Cyclops perhaps using the school bathroom, or is in the school bathroom, and that's when his powers emerge, and that's probably how he burns down the whole place. We see Apocalypse paying a visit to Charles. Now, I'm not sure if this is through his mind or if Apocalypse himself does pay a physical visit to Charles, but I see Charles tries to punch him, and Apocalypse, oh my gosh, the coolest thing, Apocalypse just turns into a giant to smash Charles into the ground. So I think that's really interesting. We also have Quicksilver, a shot of him running through the Xavier mansion. We have Archangel. This is when all the Apocalypse starts kind of like showing their abilities. We have Apocalypse with his blades of his angelic blades of feathers. We have Storm landing. I mean, and the question is this in New York, the destroyed New York? Is this the future? Is this something that Charles sees or that Jean Grey sees in the future? It could be just a vision, so that's interesting. We have Magneto doing his magnetic things. I mean, he looks like he can kick some butt for sure. We have Apocalypse, and of course he's the question is this a dream sequence or a psychic sequence, or is this really happening in the movie? We're not so sure yet, although we do see the back of Apocalypse. And you know how when Professor Xavier puts on the Cerebro and he can see through people and things, mutants basically, well, that's what Apocalypse is going through now. I believe he's using the Cerebro, he's accessed it, and he's going through all these mutants, and perhaps his goal is to convert all the mutants as his followers and to destroy all of humankind as in non-mutants. So obviously he's the bad guy, so of course that's what he wants to do. As one of the last scenes, we get Professor Xavier, and he's talking about how much power that this entity has, because while he's in his Cerebro, his eyes start turning black. So that's how you know that there's some kind of extra supernatural power going through from Apocalypse. And then we have Professor Xavier. After the whole title sequence, we have Professor Xavier, and he's in his wheelchair, and he's revealed to be bald. So I thought that was really, really interesting. What makes him bald? Is it because he put on the Cerebro and it caused all his hair to burn off? We don't know. Or could it be his last battle with Apocalypse, and there's something, a psychic power that just rips through his body? We're not so certain yet, but yeah, that is my analysis for this X-Men trailer. X-Men trailer. Yeah, X-Men Apocalypse trailer. Thank you guys for listening, and